Hello and welcome. I'm Alex DeRoussel. I'm joined here by junior here at MHS, Braeden Fedders. Braeden, how are you doing today?
I'm doing amazing. Thank you.
All right. So today we're going to cover some. We're going to talk with Braeden about just getting involved in the community in different ways. You can do that. And Braeden has a pretty interesting story. But first, we're going to get to know Braeden a little bit better. So Braeden, what is your favorite dessert?
My favorite dessert is mint chocolate chip ice cream.
Interesting. From Graders, or is it like a different?
I don't really care.
You don't really care. Okay. See, I'm not a big fan of mint chocolate chip.
Okay, well,
I'm more chocolate, just straight
that's
chocolate.
lame. Okay.
See, I think it tastes like toothpaste, but debate for another time. And then, what is if you had to choose, like right here, right now, money's not involved. What's your dream job?
Right here, right now. It's hard, but I would say being a lawyer. Yeah, a lawyer. Going to law school. That'd be cool.
Any specific type of law you would want to practice, or?
I don't know. There's some that I really would rather not do.
Fair enough. I mean, it
Yeah.
helps narrow it down to know what you do want to do. So, all right. So looking into getting into the conversation here, we're talking about being engaged and being a part of the community, and obviously, you're a member of Hope Squad,
Yes.
a member of Nation Inclusion Club.
Inclusive excellence.
Inclusive excellence,
Yes.
excuse me. And you also had the opportunity this past Tuesday with the election going on to go out and support the party of your choice. And so can you talk to me a little bit about, first of all, that you're obviously not old enough to vote. So can you tell me a little bit of, we'll start with the civic engagement, how you got involved in that and what opportunities you've had.
Okay, so yeah, this past Tuesday was obviously the election day, and I knew that I wanted to somehow get involved, but I kind of just didn't really know how. But luckily, my friend Layla, she put out on Instagram saying we really need help for this candidate. It'd be awesome. People can come out and support this candidate at the polling sites, and I was like, definitely, and especially because I actually agree with this candidate. This candidate it was for the school board, which isn't as political, but I just more so resonated with this candidate, and I really just wanted them to be elected. So I went out, and it was from 5:30 to 7:30, and it was quite cold, and I definitely saw some interesting conversations when I was there, but I think it was a really great experience. I'm glad I went.
Mm-hmm. And these conversations that you saw, were they kind of more because there's obviously a lot of tension around
Yes.
elections anywhere in the world, but were these conversations kind of more meaningful, I guess, or were they kind of just argumentative?
It was a mix of both, and it was definitely eye-opening for me to see a lot more. There was a lot of nice conversations I was seeing.
Mm-hmm.
I think right now it can be really easy just to assume that everyone is just up to just argue with everyone. It's everything's very polarizing, of course, but it was for the most part pretty civil, I would say.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, well, that's definitely good to hear and brings hope for the future
Yes.
of the country. And so, have you had any other opportunities to be part of or to civically engage?
In regards to political campaigns and elections, not really.
Mm-hmm.
But in the future, it's definitely something I would like to do, maybe next year. But I definitely have been engaged in other aspects of changing the culture around us. Like you were saying earlier, yes, I am in Hope Squad and in Inclusive Excellence, and those are really huge parts of my life. So for Hope Squad, we just try to erase the stigma around mental health and try to support our peers. And I find that to be very important to me and really important to our community. And then this year I'm also in Inclusive Excellence, which is another way I feel I can be engaged in communities, making sure that we have an inclusive environment in our school and beyond.
Yeah, so obviously you are very involved in the community, and do you find that does that stem from your passion of giving back, or just wanting to be able to help other people, or can you kind of talk me through what?
Yeah, I would say that I've come to realize that one of the most important character traits that someone could have is compassion.
Mm-hmm.
And so that's kind of just something that I tried to lead my life with, compassion, and just really having empathy for other people that are struggling and doing what I can do to help them, and making sure, like politically, making sure things are done that, you know, I agree with, and
Mm-hmm.
kind of stand by my huge love for being compassionate towards people.
Okay, so let me throw this scenario here at you.
Okay.
You know, obviously you want to support, you know, the ideas, and you know, kind of the themes that you personally choose. But like,
Yes.
do you kind of see that as getting in the way of, you know, helping others, or do you, you know, I know as Hope Squads, knowing you, Braeden, I think I can answer this for you, but I'm not going to. I'll let you
Awesome.
answer. But you know, do you let that, you know, your kind of political views like sometimes get in the way of trying to help others, or is it more kind of like, you know, pushing our differences aside? And
Yeah, no, it's definitely most important to not act with judgment.
mm-hmm.
And so I see that a lot, like in my work with Hope Squad. A lot of us, we're taught to, like, if you're helping a peer, you need to put your differences aside and not judge someone for their actions and their viewpoints, and just focus on the person, because at the end of the day, we're all people, and we just need to do what we can do to help each other, even if we disagree on certain things.
Mm-hmm, for sure. And you know, we're not sitting on a pedestal here, you know, criticizing everyone or anyone that's listening. You know, we definitely have our own flaws and have to remind ourselves of this daily. I know for me personally, every day. But you know, kind of moving forward. You know, as you, obviously you're a junior, so
Yes.
you've got, you know, one more year here at the high school, well, 1.5. But do you see this as part of like your legacy, or like your way of leaving a mark on the school?
That's a good question. I would say so. Yeah, I would say so. Unfortunately, I was not here at the very start of like Hope Squad. I
Mhm.
was joined in the second year, and so I have some friends that are seniors, and I feel like they've done a great job in sort of pioneering that. And I'm excited for next year for me to be like a senior and be like a senior leader and help Hope Squad in that regard. Same with Inclusive Excellence. It's my first year, and we're just now like really getting. I'm sorry, just now getting involved with that
Mhm.
much more, and I'm really excited for next year with that. And yeah, in regards to like leaving like a legacy in the school, that definitely is a goal of mine, but it doesn't really come down to like me being recognized for that. If that makes
Mhm.
sense. It's
Yeah.
more so just I want to visibly see change through my eyes. And if I don't get credit for that, it's fine.
Mhm. Yeah, yeah, no, and that's definitely great to hear, that you're willing to kind of give up that recognition, you know, for the greater good. So one kind of like final question on this kind of topic. You know, moving after you finish out. After you, sorry, lost my train of thought there. After you finish out high school, you know, do you see yourself getting involved in similar things in college? You know, the civic engagement and, you know, kind of like the mental health, you know, awareness and also inclusivity.
Definitely. I'm really excited to see like what the future holds for me in that regard, and like get a little stressed out about college apps for next year, and to start touring for colleges soon and whatever, and all that jazz. But that is something that could definitely like affect how like college can affect how I can continue that path. And I think a huge thing is like my career choice. I was saying
Mhm.
earlier, I think being like a lawyer is something I'm really compassionate.
Yeah.
I just really would like to do
Yeah.
that.
Mhm.
I feel like that kind of fits with like my ideals. I'm looking forward to potentially, like I said earlier, helping out with certain campaigns. Maybe even like attending certain like events, like protests and other things. Like this, I think what was it? In June 2020, my sister and her friends, they formulated a protest. Yes, in June 2020, my sister and her friends, they planned out a protest for Black Lives Matter, and